Today's video, we are resurrecting a property that's been sitting dormant for over a year now. We bought this property. I got Jesus, one of my new guys working with us. Jesus, kind of funny, he lived in Mississippi, grew up in Mississippi, and now he's in Kansas City, and that's where most of my holdings are in real estate. He's gonna take this job over from where it currently is, take it all the way through the permit process with the city of Kansas City, make sure we are on good standing with the city of Kansas City. You've already walked through the property, right, Jesus?
Correct.
Tell me what your plan is.
So you got to start from the top down. So definitely addressing anything that we see in the roof. And then once we have the green light for that, then we can get cranking on the inside and take all the steps that we need to with the city to get the project going.
Now this is a loser too. I bought this property for $12,500. I own this house over there. I got a bunch of properties on this street. There's a bunch of abandoned houses right down the road there. You want to try to corner the market. I can tell you this roof's already been done. This whole place was moving when we bought it. So we've already had the city over here. We've already had a permit issued, and I think it has to be renewed or something going on. So let's walk through it. Let's walk the exterior first. That's what I always like to do. You can see this brick's already been addressed right here. That was like falling away from the sides. Most of this stuff has been done. Ooh, somebody's got in here, I guarantee you there. First thing that we need to do right now is secure this. You know why this was taken out? Because the board should be from the outside. It's harder to pull than it is to kick. So we lost the whole HVAC system here, which was stupid. You can see the cage right here. So it was caged, and I don't even think they cut it off. They just pulled it off. We think our HVAC guy stole it from us. Is kind of the theory out on that one. This deck is probably got to be torn down. So this is something to be looking at right here. Jesus, is Danny knows this answer, but I'm going to give it to you because we have never discussed it before. What would you go back with?
Go back with for
here, because we know the deck's toast. We can't save this wood. Would you go back with the same deck, or how would you fix this situation? I'm kind of asking you a loaded question.
I think the simplest fix would be to just make the stairs out, if that's a possibility.
That's the answer. Small stoop, stairs straight down. This has no value. It's hard to maintain. If you put this back, it's gonna cost a lot more money. And if we just put steps straight down, whatever is the easiest way with the stoop to go straight down the side of this thing is probably gonna be the cheapest, least expensive. If we had to rebuild that, how much do you think that deck's gonna cost us?
Probably $3,000 to $5,000.
At least. The lumber on that alone, probably what, $1,500, $2,000? Ideally, if we could save the wood on this thing, like these are all solid, right? I mean, shoot, if we could reinforce this, we might be okay here. Because the wood is solid. I just think it's just sinking. And the reason this property got stalled out, I'm just over budget. There was no point in touching it. We had other projects that were much further along that we needed to address. Why throw more money at this? You can see this is where they cut off, right? So here's how I rationalize this cost. The HVAC system, I probably lost $7,000 right there. But I don't have insurance on all my properties. It's $1,000 per property for insurance. 100 properties is $100,000 a year. If I lose 2 of these a year, I'm okay. It's the only way I can sleep at night. Otherwise, I'd be going crazy, right? This is stuff that we need to handle too. This type of thing, we have to address it. But other than that, I don't see much work on the exterior. Probably a little bit of work there. A little bit of paint. This is one thing I'm super particular about. I think you've probably seen me do this on every property.
The railings?
Yeah, they need to be stiff and not moving, ever. We need some screws into this. And this is the other thing. If you want to know you have a lame contractor, that's how many keys you have for a door. All right. Oh, kitty cat. We got somebody in here, dude. You see that kitty cat? We haven't lost any wires yet. All right, so do you got your plan in here so far? Have you walked this one?
I came in here and looked at it, but I don't know what the allocated budget is. I know we
zero.
The SOPs.
There's no budget because we're already freaking screwed. Like this one, it's gonna be a loser. So I'm not gonna sell it. I'll just be holding on to it for a long time. And if I don't finish it right now, I'm gonna lose no matter what. I always finish what I start. No matter how bad it is, it'll work itself out. The biggest thing to do is we just need to not spend any necessary money. And the way I'd like this one to do is just Nice and slow and steady so we're not
pouring a bunch of it in.
Right, and you get one thing passed to the city. The biggest thing right now is we need to secure what we have before it gets like somebody comes in and starts tearing the wires out, we're gonna spend more money, so.
So for something like this that's completely gutted.
Well, this, just to let you know what this was like before, all this whole building moved. That's why there's so many new studs. This whole roof was open, so it was just empty for years. The first thing we probably need to do, make sure that we have our electrician look at it, our plumber look at it, our HVAC tech look at everything. Why would they put a condenser on this freaking job? Because they were planning on stealing it. Like, there's no other reason to put that shit in right now. That's the last thing that goes in. Danny, how many times have I said that?
Couldn't even count all my hands.
Yeah. The last thing that goes into your property should be your HVAC system. And you know when it goes in?
When it's leased?
Bingo, that's when it goes in. And what we want to ask the city is if we can pass without putting it in and explain that it was stolen. And if they need to put us on hold and give us the permit after we do that, that's fine. I'd rather do that than what? Lose another $7,000. And that's how much it could be. So the fact that this guy put it in, he didn't care about my money, he didn't care about anything, he just did whatever the hell he wanted to do. And that's why it got stolen, because I would have never done that. This is the master shower, master toilet.
Right now the placement for this vanity is, it should be like over here.
The vanity's like, you're gonna be in the shower when you're...
Yeah. So, and we got the toilet here. So I mean, it makes sense to just move it. But then you got this window to deal with. So if we get a small like 24-inch vanity and put it basically centered on this, so that's a quick, easy move for them.
Okay. So yeah, let's get our plumber in here. Let's get our, so this is one thing, pretty simple to make that move. That's somebody who's not paying attention to what the hell they're doing. And this setup is a little bit different. This is another bedroom, just small bedroom, walk off the front, come back here, small bedroom. The other major issue we have right there, you see that gap? So before we start closing this place up, we need to spray foam, and that should have another 2x4 or something around it. Pretty much every window has it.
This is another big one that I noticed is like, I see that they've replaced some of the board right here.
Yeah, we just need to, I would just cut that out and put another piece in there, because there's already floor joists going across here. So they just, yeah.
Anchor it to this one.
We shouldn't have any gaps, that's all. I mean, I would say go over it, but except for it's gonna create a problem. I mean, this is all sturdy. You don't think so? Does it need to be a little bit more supported? All right, now you're making me a little nervous. We got two over 200-pound men jumping on the floor. Let's take a look at the, see, they might need to sister a few more. What does sistering mean? Who knows what sistering means? Do you know what sistering means?
Like clapping the joists.
Or they call it scabbing, right?
So do that all the way through?
No, I would, well, I feel like I would do 1 or 2 more here, just for the hell of it. Because they're gonna pull up that part anyways, so I would just do it wherever you pulled it up, just to give it the extra support. Downstairs here, we've got our kitchen, should be our washer and dryer in there. And this is our pantry, I believe. I don't know why the hell they built this out like this. That would need to be fixed. That should either be flush against the wall.
Yeah, this not supporting anything.
No, it was just a...
They just cut it off.
We shouldn't eliminate storage space. It doesn't make any sense what he did here. So this needs to go away. I don't even know why this is this way. Like, this should be taken all the way to the wall. You see what I'm saying? Like, he just wasn't thinking. Maybe because he had an HVAC duct here, but that was like, could have been rerouted or whatever. So, okay, yeah, this is the washer and dryer. This would be pantry space. So that's how that needs to be set up. Now, we have enough hardwood between here, and we're gonna hardwood this entire place. Why? Why would I do it that way? So it's most expensive.
To reuse the material that you have left over.
That's one reason. What's the other reason?
It's the longest lasting.
Bingo. I'd rather do tile. Why don't I do tile?
More expensive.
No, cheaper.
Cracks.
These old buildings, if it was on a slab, I'd do tile every time. These houses are gonna move. That's gonna crack. Wood. Well, I didn't realize how bad these things were with cat piss and other things like that. But, so we wanna use, ideally, probably no stain, just a complete neutral finish going forward with new stuff. Now, if it's old stuff, darker stain will work good. New stain, and that's kind of a hack, because if you have to replace this, if it's just the boards, you can sand that thing down a couple hundred times. And I think this is this cheap stuff that we buy, right, normally? that you need about a gallon of wood putty.
Yeah.
So let's look to see if there's any mistakes here. Vanity. Toilet. It's just kind of stupid.
Yeah, I would have put the vanity right here.
The vanity should be right there.
They'd have to move all that plumbing.
Yeah, let's just keep that the way it is.
Tie into this plumbing though, and just delete that plumbing.
But are we doing something just to do it? Because this is already done.
It'll just be a squeeze to get to the toilet, but we could do a tiny 24-inch vanity.
Well, you know what you do there is a pedestal. It makes this thing look open. And the other thing is what breaks on, ideally on like a rental like this, nobody's gonna be storing stuff down here. Maybe we take this little area right here and we just have some shelves. On all my properties, always, even if they're flips, we wanna put a shower niche. So the way I look at it is it should always be the center point. When you walk into the property, ideally it should be right here, but if you can't do it like that, then go probably on that wall, okay?
The reasoning behind niches.
So first of all, it's functional, right? Like once you go in there, the person is gonna either buy one of those pieces that are gonna hang from the shower. What's that gonna do?
Mess up the shower head.
Mess up the shower head. If they have that, it's there for them. It's always gonna be there. Where do you put your stuff? Do you have a niche?
I bought some Amazon things to go against the tile.
Do you like it? Or would you rather have a niche?
I didn't have space for the niche, but niche would have been better.
Right, so it's just a nice feature and it looks custom. It's so inexpensive to do. We're gonna put under a $2 tile on here, or around a $2 tile. And ideally what we shall have, I know you're really good at the organization, but ideally we just use the same shit over and over again. Hardwood, white tile rentals. Unless it's a flip, we can go a little bit different, because flips we're using laminate flooring, flips we'll use carpet. Why would we do that on a flip versus a rental?
With carpet, if you have a tenant, it'll get messed up, especially if they have pets.
So yeah, then our hardwood's already done here. We have different subfloor heights over here, so this might have to be tile.
Yeah, look. Brand new hardwood. Brand new hardwood.
Stud.
That's why he's no longer on the job. It was before we got our main crew. Okay, so let's go down here. So we know everything that needs to be done. Okay, what are we missing on here?
Deadbolt.
The security.
Right, so security bar needs to happen right away. Here, and also here. Why here?
If anybody gets in through the basement.
Bingo. So if they get in through the basement,
They can't.
I mean, they probably could, but we're gonna put a deadbolt there. Yeah, you just wanna put 3-inch screws in it. That's the super important thing, because most of these screws are, I think, are 1.5 inches. So let's go down here. I don't think this first step is proper. I think the door frame is fine, but this first step, I don't think it was built properly. Looks like the plumbing's not even done yet. So I definitely would I'd get Maynard in here to clean stuff up first. And then I would get the tech in here to the plumbing and the HVAC and everything else. But we got to finish up that. Don't drop any rock into that. We got to reconcrete this thing. It looks like they did that wall, but we want to finish off anything. So step one is get that thing boarded up today. Like, why would you, check this shit. They were definitely going to steal my HVAC unit. Why would they not remove the old one and install the new one? Because they were planning on stealing it. We're gonna use dry lock and concrete on the whole wall. You see, that's a redone wall right here. This is the original wall, and then this is a dry lock wall that just needs to be remortared, and then we'll have a brand new house. Now we're gonna go to the next property. I think I've owned this property for over 1.5 years now, and it's been sitting empty for at least the last year. But the good news is, the contractor took care of the hardwood floors.